the story of Thakurdji, you see, it's a long story, but I cut it short now. So, when I saw Thakurdji, I fell in love with him. And I said to the person who had the deity, I would like to have that deity, here in the ashram, in the museum here. And very well, we have lots of, relics of different saints in the museum here. So the person said it's not possible. But then he said, let's see, come back in 3 days' time, So in 3 days' time, then we will, discuss about it. So after 3 days, actually no, the next day, Swami Vishamoni was going into the market, and he met the person, and then she called me and said to her, listen, you go there and take picture of that deity itself. So she went and took picture of that deity. So when she came back and she showed me the picture and all this finished, after 3 days, we went to go and see the man. And the man, when we met him, he said it's not possible, I said, why is it not possible? I said, look, you have to give a lot of money for that. And then I said, okay, fine. Let's see how much we have, So we had X amount of money. And it was quite a lot, actually, And so then we checked the money that we had. We didn't have so much money. So whatever the devotee had, so we contribute together. So we came to a certain amount of money, which is less. So we went again and said, okay, we'll give you that. So he said, well, it's okay, fine, I will accept it. So I told him, look, we don't have the money with us, so right now you come and get the money in the ashram. So not in our ashram, we were staying in another ashram before that. So then he showed me the deity. It was very fine, but there was one thing that I noticed, that the deity was polished nicely. So okay, fine. Then he said, okay, I will bring the deity. So he packed the deity and put it in his mala bag, and he brought it to the center, to the ashram where we are staying. So when he brought the deity, we gave him the money. And of course, deep inside of me, I felt, he's taking that, make a paper with him. So he made a paper and he signed it, that he's handing over the deity to us. So he signed the paper and he left. And when I received the deity, I didn't have the same feeling. And I said to Swamini, please show me the picture. So she brought the picture and we were looking. It's completely different. It was a different deity, a copy. So I was shocked, because in the picture, the deity have the little finger hooked like this. And you can see that is a copy. So then I said to Shamani, called the man, if, either he returned the money or he gave us the original deity. So what he did, he didn't reply firstly. So then I said, Vishwamani, please take this deity, go and return it there. So she went there, and when she was there, the man said, called her, she called the man, and the man spoke with him and said, oh, I'm coming home right now, wait for me. So she waited and waited and waited. Meanwhile, what that crook have done, he called his wife and said, oh, you close the house and everything, and the back door, they left. Of course, the temple was closed there, and his wife left, leave the light on as if they are inside. So she left. So for hours she was still waiting. Nothing happened. So then Swamini said, what can I do? And I said, okay, look, come back. So when she came back, and of course the copy was still there. So I said, okay, you put that copy there in the cupboard. So we'll see tomorrow what will happen. So when that happened, So overnight, it's so funny. One thing that was very strange is the weather change. So during the day it was beautiful weather, and instantly it becomes so stormy, and it's rain like flooded. In Vrindavan, it started to flood everywhere. There was water everywhere. It's funny that the next day morning, I said, okay, I have to take some action now, because that men have took all our money and gone and have given us a copy. So I went to talk with Babaji, and then when I finished talking with him, and we came down for breakfast, and then he said, okay, we will see what we can do. So he wanted to see the deity. So I sent somebody up, I can't remember who. So I sent somebody up to get the deity. And when the person went up, came down, and said, oh, yesterday the deity was dressed yellow, but when he went up, the clothes have changed into white. So then we went up, and it was not the copy anymore, it was the original one. So it got changed overnight. So this is the story of Thakurdji, how he came to